Hello and welcome to Dario's Comic School, and today we take a look at a comic that was very influential in my teens and childhood years or formative years, and it's called Spirou&Fantasio. This is the German version and it's called Die Angst im Nacken by Tome Janry. I don't know how to pronounce this guy, but I think that this would be a banger thumbnail. So maybe I should do a photograph of this, or maybe it's good enough. Let me see. But this has been very influential on me, and I know maybe the audience is a bit more English speaking and from the US, but this is the comic school, and I want to recommend you the stuff that is really good and it influenced me. I wouldn't waste your time with crap, so bear with me. And I want to say my family is crazy, but that's maybe from the subconscious, whose family is not crazy. So Spirou&Fantasio, I don't know who really created it. I know Frank Quinn, the guy who drew Gaston. There was a previous version of Spirou&Fantasio that didn't look like this. It looks a bit more old school or old fashioned, but this one was a more modern style comic, and I totally fell in love with this Spirou&Fantasio. And as you can see here, this is like the older stuff, and where it's drawn a bit older. And then from here on out, and especially in the newer time, this Tome and Janry take over. One is the author, and the other is does the drawings. And I don't know if I see here some Michael Golden and G.I. Joe stuff in this, but in this episode definitely we get some Hind D action and some helicopters and Kalashnikovs. And some pretty crazy tank action. Like, this is from a movie in the 90s. I grew up, and there were some movies with Michael Douglas where they go on adventures and they go on a hunt, and I don't know, like action adventure or adventure movies were very popular back then, and also in the comics. And I know comics is in competition with a lot of other stuff nowadays, but I don't think they're going away. So, and I want to capitalize on this, and I show you. So we start with a beautiful cityscape. Look at this. Like, this is beautifully, I think, layouted and inked. This is some true mastership, no AI stuff. Like, somebody's drawing this, somebody's writing this, and somebody created a 46 page album, because this is the album format. As you can see, a lot of panels fit in here. This feels like a blockbuster Hollywood movie, or maybe a French movie, or Italian, that is filled with some beautiful shootouts. So don't underestimate the knowledge that was accumulated in the 50s until the 2000s, because you pretty much, the things that were produced were the kind of the best stuff, because like money and production and the funnels, they weren't as broad as today. Today everybody can say he's a comic artist like me and then do comics, but it didn't, only the good stuff, I would say, would reach the masses. And now we can say, okay, sure, Marvel also reached the masses, and maybe it wasn't always high quality, but it kind of was. Like, I'm lately watching a lot of Comic Bazaar's video, and the stories and the effort put in the art and the dialogue and the writing, like they really tried to bring the very, very best product to the customer, because they had to. I mean, they wouldn't earn a dime without it. So we start here, and it starts with Spirou, and he's racing to a movie, to a theater, and some movie will be aired. And as you can see, like beautiful action panels. What I love, this Tome and Janry, like they have a very cartoony style. It is very, very cartoony, but also like whenever they draw women or cars. And I just picked this one because this was one of the cheapest I could afford. But I can remember so many comics where I was just lusting over the beauty of the women they portrayed, or the action, and some beautiful stories in Arctica. And like, this is the Born Identity before there was Born Identity, and I don't even watch it, like really, like we called it stuff like James Bond or adventure movies. And this is pretty much what this was. So he's showing a movie, and they showed like they go always on adventures, and they want to fund their next expedition, but they are kind of low on money, or somehow the people who want to give them the money are pulling the finances. And so Spirou says, damn, we were about to go on this tour. And then we get a recap. Also, the story beats are very beautiful. Like, it's every page starts with some, like, here we have the problem. They want to go on this adventure somewhere in Tibet. They call it differently, but it is an expedition somewhere in Kathmandu to find some lost city or some lost tribe. And then Fantasio recaps, but now for a few months we have now war there, and it's the rebels against the government, and that's why our finances pulled the plug and we can not go. And look at this, like very beautiful drawings, always beautiful scenery, beautiful inks. And this is what I want to also show you. Like, look at the way this is inked. If you strip away the color, this would still look amazing. And this is the legacy of great, I would say, comic draftsmanship, the writing, but also like the art. Because if it's beautifully inked, some simple coloring will do, and it will just add to it without subtracting from it, and it will just make the stuff clearer and not make it muddy. Like, look, everything is very distinct. That is because the inks and the drawings are very distinct, and the colors add. They don't muddy the waters. And then somebody rings the alarm, the bell, and sits in, and it is somehow a kind of doctor, and he wants to fund the expedition because he has some patients, and these patients have a chronic hiccup, and they're very wealthy people, and he tells them of some cure, but the cure has to be, and here we see that some people are affected by the hiccups, and it ruins their life. And they say it can only be cured by extreme situations. And so he wants to expose his patients to an extreme situation in the hope they get healed. And Spirou says that doesn't make any freaking sense. Like, there's war where we are going. We cannot take with us people who are crazy just because they want to get healed or scared. So they heal. But they need the money, and so they go on the trip to this Nepalese place. And as you can see already, government soldiers and people who want to, as you can see, some Kalashnikovs with some knives or bayonets on them. The train comes in, and they want to search the people, but Spirou and Fantasio are crossing the border with some rebels, and yeah, it's pretty great stuff. I mean, this is like a real freaking adventure. I mean, look at this. This is beautifully like the cars, the things, and then the characters we're introduced to. Some mafia guy, some Saudi Arabian sheikh, some knife thrower, and a doctor. Like they paid huge sums of money so they could go there and heal their hiccup, as stupid as it sounds. And Spirou&Fantasio want to go to that valley. It's called kind of the Valley of Death or the Valley of Damnation. But now some government forces are on the move, and I think they shoot before they ask questions. And we get some really great really great action. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, I mean, the tank is shooting, and here we have just one pole, and then the tank shoots again the car in which the guys are driving, and then Spirou makes this kind of stunt. I mean, look at this. I mean, this could also be maybe the thumbnail. We'll see. I don't want to spoil too much, but Spirou&Fantasio has tons of beautiful and great adventures, and the ones drawn and written by Tome Janry are probably my favorites. But you might find that those from the early days are also very great. I fell in love with these kind of drawings, and I have fond memories of an issue that's called Marilyn is nicht zu stoppen, and Marilyn, I think, was a cyborg, and she looked so amazing. Or Abenteuer in New York, Adventure in New York, like just the mafia there and the triads and the girls, just like it was so amazing. I mean, I don't know, I was a teenager, so girls started kicking in, but also like this action adventure thing males have and should have and is good, and a great story. So and very intriguing, very very good, very very funny at times. It just felt like a really beautiful Indiana Jones homage, but in its own style. Like you really fall in love with this Spirou&Fantasio and with all the people they interact, and it's really beautifully. And what else is there to say? I don't want to spoil too much. This issue ends on a cliffhanger, and we don't know how it will go. And then we go into the Valley of Damnation. Usually, I think one album wraps up the story, but this one is in two parts, and yeah, it's just great stuff. I can't recommend this enough. See ya.